Napoleon Bonaparte, born on August 15th, 1769, in Ajaccio, Corsica, rose from relatively humble beginnings to become one of the most influential figures in modern history. His life was marked by ambition, military genius, and political astuteness, shaping the course of European history in profound ways. This essay aims to delve into the various aspects of Napoleon's life, from his early years to his rise to power, his military conquests, and his lasting legacy. Early years and education. Napoleon was born into a Corsican family of minor nobility, which afforded him certain privileges and opportunities for education. Despite the relative poverty of his family, Napoleon received a solid education, first at a local Catholic school in Corsica and later at a military academy in mainland France. His time at the military academy in Brienne-le-Château and later at the École Militaire in Paris shaped his worldview and instilled in him a deep sense of discipline and ambition, military career, and rise to power. Napoleon's military career began in earnest when he graduated from the École Militaire in 1785 and received a commission as a second lieutenant in the French army. His early years in the military were marked by rapid advancement and notable achievements, including his role in suppressing royalist uprisings during the French Revolution. In 1799, amidst the chaos of the revolution, Napoleon seized power in a coup d'état to establish himself as first consul of France. This marked the beginning of his transformation from a skilled military commander to a political leader of immense influence. Political reforms and the Napoleonic Code. As first consul, Napoleon implemented a series of sweeping political and legal reforms aimed at modernizing France and consolidating his authority. One of his most significant achievements was the creation of the Napoleonic Code, a comprehensive legal code that replaced the patchwork of laws that had existed under the ancient regime. The Napoleonic Code codified principles of equality before the law, religious tolerance, and individual rights, laying the foundation for modern French law and influencing legal systems around the world. Military campaigns and conquests. Napoleon's military campaigns during the Napoleonic Wars are perhaps his most enduring legacy. Through a combination of strategic brilliance, tactical innovation, and sheer force of will, Napoleon expanded the French Empire to its greatest extent, dominating much of continental Europe for over a decade. Some of his most notable campaigns include the Italian campaign 1796 to 1797, where he defeated Austrian and Italian forces, and the Egyptian campaign 1798 to 1799, where he sought to undermine British interests in the region. However, it was Napoleon's victories during the War of the Third Coalition 1805 and the War of the Fourth Coalition 1806 to 1807 that cemented his reputation as one of history's greatest military commanders. At the Battle of Austerlitz in 1805, Napoleon decisively defeated a combined Austro-Russian army, earning him the title of the Master of the Battlefield the following year. At the Battle of Jena Auerstedt, he crushed the Prussian army, solidifying his dominance over continental Europe. Napoleon's conquest reshaped the map of Europe and had far-reaching consequences for the balance of power on the continent. However, his expansionist ambitions eventually led to overreach and his eventual downfall. Downfall and exile. Exile. Napoleon's invasion of Russia in 1812 proved to be his undoing. The disastrous campaign resulted in the near total destruction of his grand army and marked the beginning of his decline. Despite subsequent victories, including the Battle of Dresden in 1813, Napoleon was unable to stem the tide of opposition against him. In 1814, with Paris under threat of invasion, he was forced to abdicate and was exiled to the island of Elba. However, Napoleon's exile was short-lived. He escaped from Elba in 1815 and returned to France, where he briefly regained power in what became known as the 100 Days. His final defeat came at the Battle of Waterloo in June 1815, where he was decisively defeated by a coalition of British and Prussian forces. Following his defeat at Waterloo, Napoleon was once again forced to abdicate and was exiled, this time to the remote island of St. Helena in the South Atlantic. He spent the remainder of his life in exile, reflecting on his legacy and dictating his memoirs. Legacy? Napoleon Bonaparte's legacy is complex and multifaceted. While he is often remembered for his military conquests and authoritarian rule, he also introduced significant political and legal reforms that had a lasting impact on Europe. The Napoleonic Code, in particular, influenced legal systems around the world and laid the groundwork for modern civil law. Additionally, Napoleon's conquests spread the ideals of the French Revolution, including nationalism and liberalism, throughout Europe. Despite his eventual defeat and exile, Napoleon's impact on history cannot be overstated. He transformed the map of Europe, reshaped political institutions, and left behind a legacy that continues to be studied and debated to this day. Whether viewed as a hero or a villain, Napoleon's imprint on the world remains indelible, ensuring that his memory will endure for generations to come. In conclusion, Napoleon Bonaparte's life is a story of triumph and tragedy, ambition and hubris, glory and defeat. His legacy continues to fascinate and inspire people around the world, making him one of the most compelling figures in history. Whether remembered as a hero or a villain, Napoleon's imprint on the world remains indelible, ensuring that his memory will endure for generations to come.